noticed something very strange. It's not raining. Oh, this is my first venture to the coast for some time. As you know from last week's video, it's not been great the last few weeks, and I've really not felt like getting out, but today I decided, stuff it, I've got to. So I've come to Anderby Creek, which is a fabulous little name. And as well as the fact it's not raining, excuse me a sec. Yeah, this is great. We've actually got a little bit of detail in the sky. We have an incoming tide that's quite wild, to be fair. And we have, obviously, a marker post. And we've got a concrete walkway with blocks on it, which are really irritating because they're not in line. And at the end, by the marker post, we have some railings. The mind boggles. There's a full beach without railings, so you can get wet and get swept out to sea. But if you walk over the concrete walkway, then you've got a railing to stop you going off the end. How bizarre. I'm not holding out my hopes for sunset. There's a huge bank of cloud in that direction, which is blocking the sun from when it's going down. But I've got clouds, which is giving me some streaky skies, so I'm ecstatically happy. I have got the 17-55 on. I am shooting in portrait orientation. I am at, what am I at? Oh, 21mm to be precise. I have a 0.6 grad and I have polarizer and I have the 10 stop because I can. For no other reason, I thought we'd have a go. We've got some beautiful clouds and I wanted to try and get some streaks. As you can tell from the hair, it's windy as chuff. But I'm not complaining because it's not raining. I'm getting around about, oh yes, that's better, 89 seconds, somewhere around there, where I'm at f.1. That again, I'm at f7.1. I'm at ISO 160 because otherwise I would be here till Christmas. But just for kicks and giggles, let's just drop the ISO down and leave that to cook. I'm guessing that will give me about 2.5 minutes. I'm actually stood halfway on one of these concrete blocks and there's a drain. Water keeps coming back up it. Oh, it's most bizarre. Oh, I tried. Holy mother of smoke. I need to move some stuff. Hold on, let me just move my bag. Not worried about my camera, that's fairly solid. I tried some shorter exposures when I was actually stood out on the concrete walkway. And I think I've got a couple that I like. Because the walkway is quite a light colour, it didn't matter what I did with the polarizer, I couldn't make it pop out. I think there's some dodging in post and burning will probably solve that, but I was stood quite out near the end. Yeah, we'll see. But I got to the point where I thought, holy smoke, I'm going to get washed out to sea. Let's have a look at that. Now, while we're waiting for this image to cook, you may have noticed I have a different tripod. I have finally retired, or semi-retired, my K&F. That's now what yours stood on. And I have treated myself to a Benro Mach3 I. And it's all colour coordinated because I've got a Benro geared head. That's not the reason I bought it. I loved the K&F. It's done everything I could possibly ask of it over the last 4.5, nearly 5 years. It has travelled with me, and I haven't treated it that well because I don't tend to look after my gear that well. But it was getting to the point where the shims inside the legs were going, and because I'm getting old, it was just a little bit too short for me. So So I had quite a specific list of must-haves when I went looking for a tripod. I wanted twist grips. These are a 1/4 turn and they release the legs. I wanted 3 sections, 4 section legs. I wanted the facility to have a short centre column, and obviously it needed to fit my geared head. I wanted carbon fibre, and yeah, that was about it really. I think that's quite enough to be going on with, to be fair. Oh, it also, most importantly, needed to fit in my case when it was collapsed without the head on. And it's taken me 2 months to find the tripod that I wanted. And it's this Benro, and it's a really sturdy bit of kit. It's a thicker diameter leg than the little K&F. It feels really chunky. You just, oh crikey, Moses! That's more like it, just a second. Yeah, that's better. Unfortunately, the nice sky that we had, with gaps in it, has now gone. And all I'm getting is a block of cloud. But, you know, you take what you've given. And I bought this with my own money. Nobody's given it to me. I have had a few offers of, excuse me, tripods from various online companies. And I've looked at them and I've weighed up the pros and cons, and I'm not one of those people that will take a freebie just because it's a freebie. I'll only take something and review it if I'm going to use it and I think it is a decent piece of kit. The ones that I was offered didn't meet all of my criteria, so I really didn't see the point. So yes, I bought this, and this is my first acting with it, and I'm quite impressed. I like the fact it's a little bit sturdier, because like tonight it is windy as chuck, and I'm going to look after this one. It says I've got to figure out how to take it apart. I thought I might as well christen it at the coast, but yes, I'm quite impressed with that. It's a decent piece of kit. I did have a quick chat with Jamie Overland. If you haven't seen his channel, I'll put a link up there or down there or in the words or something. Well, hey, because I knew he'd got one, and I was interested in this short centre tube because I don't like having a long centre column. I never use them. They get in the way when I want to get down low. So yes, that's been my treat to myself. Right, I'm going to have a look and see if I can get something slightly different. In the search for something a little bit different, and to get away from that big blocky sky over there, I've just decided to randomly take an image of this keep off outfall sign, because the sky behind it, I've got quite a big band of pastel tones which I quite like, as opposed to over there where I'm getting in a lot of that blockiness. And yeah, that'll end up as a square crop. That's f5.6 and 30 seconds. Excuse me, I've swapped out the 6 stop and put the 10 stop on, and I'm almost getting some pastel type tones in that. Yeah, that's a little bit different. That's flipping awful. Sometimes you just have to mess around. I'm going to walk down that way a little bit to see if I can shoot the marker pole more into the pastel sky, because that heavy stuff is doing nothing for me at all. High tide isn't until 10 to 11 tonight. Sunset is 9 o'clock. I have no idea what the time is right now. Let's have a look-see. Oh, sunset is in 45 minutes. So I'm going to move fairly quickly. I think I can do that. Just, oh my lord, this tide is coming in. Just want to get some nicer sky behind that. I did an image facing that way, but I've got a horrible horizontal line of cloud, really thick and heavy, and it just doesn't work. Right, let's grab everything before everything gets swept out to sea. And I think that's about it. I am tempted to shoot down the beach. I don't know if you can see, but there is some beautiful pastel sky down there, and occasionally we get some nice reflections in the water that's sweeping back out to sea. And we've got some jagged edges, and I thought, oh, I don't know, that might work. You don't know unless you try these things. So yeah, it's been a bit of a strange one tonight because I haven't really been in it. I have, but I've been wanting to lose myself in the photography rather than worry about talking to you and doing B-roll and all that sort of thing. So apologies for that. But it's been quite good. I feel better for getting some sea air in me. Never underestimate the power of the sea, both in the fact that it can sweep you out and the fact it's full of good stuff. Right, so I'm going to love you and leave you, and let's keep everything crossed that the images actually turn out. Thanks for coming along. Have a great week. I'll see you next weekend. Bye for now. Oh, God, what have I done there? Tried some of the waves coming in over the beach down there, and I think I got a couple I like with the brighter sky. But then I turned this way, we've got no light at all, but a 3.5 second exposure, no sorry, a 3 second exposure is giving some really nice results. I've just got dark sand, beautiful whiteness, and some fairly decent clouds. I've had to move up the beach a little bit because I got wet. Didn't realise how far this tide was coming in. I think I must be channeling. God, my battery's run out. Must be channeling my inner Mally Davies, doing deep and meaty. Let me just swap a battery over. Hoping that's the charged one. Fully charged. Right, now where was I? Trying to figure out where I can stand without getting swallowed up by the water. I'm actually thinking, take that off. It's very blue. Just want the waves to come up a little bit more down there, because I had them sort of coming in bottom left corner and then almost going out through the centre of the image. Now that I've put my new battery in, the flipping waves have gone away. Let's just go down here a bit. I've sort of focused to infinity. I think I'm at slightly the wrong angle now. I've taken the shutter delay off as well. Yeah, that's not, oh, that's a good one. We like that one. It helps with the timing not to have the shutter delay on. Yes, that one worked okay. Let's just turn that around there a little bit. I was going to try some ICM and I might still have a go. That's better. I dare go down this way a little bit. That's really where I want to be. I'm just making sure I've got everything level, horizon. Try that. It's appealing, and I don't know why. I'll possibly get it home and think, flip it now, why did I bother? But, like I say, you don't try, you don't know. Sorry, I'm just fiddling. Because we've got no light, I'm able to do a relatively short exposure. No, there's too much water here. And I'm about to get wet again. That's more like it. So I can get the waves as they drag back, and the contrast between the darker sand and the white of the water is gorgeous. Ah! Oh God, I've got to go to work tomorrow morning. We're not going to get home till midnight at this rate. Just trying to catch it as the waves come in bottom left-hand corner of the image. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Let's try. Right. That's me, definitely done. I'll catch you all next week.